My goals for 2025. Did I meet them? Stay tuned.
Everybody, and welcome to this bonus Christmas episode of Crafting with Glorious Purpose with me, Carolyn, from Crafting with Glorious Purpose, where here we make unique and custom gifts for you or for that special someone. This is the week of Christmas, so this is a mirage. I'm actually spending time with my family, as you are too. But I didn't want to lose a week of not putting anything out there, so I wanted to film this ahead of time. So technically it's not Christmas yet, but I wanted to kind of go over my 2025 goals and compare how things looked this year versus, like, did I actually meet them? So to do that, I want to go back even further because some of these will apply to that. So I did do some recon here so that I have some stats to share with you. So here's what we have. Okay, so my goals for 2025 were easy. I made it easy on myself because I knew, life happens. You can only do what's in your control. So the first goal that I had was to advertise more. So in 2024, I ran a newspaper ad in a holiday gift guide with our local newspaper, and it did really well. I did not get sales from it, but I got a lot of eyes on my website, which was very helpful. The whole point of advertising is to get your name out there and kind of spread the word. So when I did that, I was like, okay, for 2025, I want to do that more, maybe in some like local papers or some, little freebie paper, city papers and things like that. And I am sad to report that none of that happened. I didn't even advertise at all in the newspaper that I did. I didn't do their holiday guide this year. So that kind of sucks. So I kind of got a 0 on that one. And I don't really even have a reason why. I think it slipped my mind. And I was kind of working on all of the other things that I had on my goals list that one kind of dropped off and it just didn't work. So we are not starting off good. 0. 0 for that one for sure. My second goal was to niche my products down. I feel like I still think that I could go further. But the conundrum that I'm in is everything that I sell, I've sold a decent amount of every product. So it's not like I can go, oh, you know what, this one's definitely a stinker, I'm taking it out, because I thought about that for the window clings this year. And surprisingly, I've sold a lot of window clings this year versus any other year that I've done them. So whereas I'm thinking about taking them out, I would lose out on that sale. So I don't know how to fix that. However, I did niche down. I did remove my t-shirts, and I just have them as custom orders. And I did remove the wind spinners, even though I did sell quite a bit of those, and most of them were custom orders. I eliminated doing them altogether. I didn't enjoy doing them. They took up space. They weren't my favorite thing to make. So I did get rid of those for sure. And then the last few shows, I did not bring my bandanas, which kind of broke my heart because I really like doing, especially the sublimation ones. I just don't seem, people look at them, they love them, but nobody buys them. So I'm looking into the 2026. Do I even offer them anymore? I'm not quite sure. So that one might be on the chopping block next, which is kind of sad, but to the same point, I want to concentrate on things that bring me joy to work on, and that sewing those, I'm not a seamstress by any means, and I applaud people that can sew, but I don't know that at this point. I mean, it's something I could possibly bring back or do as a special collection and stuff, but not offer them every single show because they weren't really missed. And that's pretty telling right there. So I did niche down my products, and I did remove 2 of the products that I was offering, and I also ended up losing one because my solar memorial lights are no longer being manufactured, so I can't get those lights anymore. So I can't offer that one. So that one kind of niched down whether I wanted it to or not. So that one, I think I did pretty good. I think I'm going to give myself a 5 out of 5 on that one. So my third one was to grow my YouTube shorts, or not shorts, but subs. Grow my YouTube subs. And I have done that. When I looked at my previous video, I said at this point, I have 11 subscribers. I am currently to date at this one, 105. I am so thankful for all 105 of you. Because that means the world to me. And I know one of them is my husband, but still counts. I am excited because now I've hit the 50 so that I can do a YouTube live, which is one thing that I am going to do this year. I kind of ran out of time this year to do it. I wanted to do it for Black Friday, but it just didn't happen. We had some things go on personally and within our family, so I couldn't, I just didn't have the time for it. So then, some other things took more priority, and I don't want to half-ass it. So I want to do something cool. So maybe in these lulls between January and our spring shows, I can do something in there, like a February, March kind of thing. Would be really cool to do something for Valentine's Day, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's a 2026 thing. So I did grow my subs from 11 to 105. I've been consistently weekly posting my videos. It would be cool if I did more posts on there, and if I did more shorts, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to social media. I'm struggling with doing that. So in general, and that might actually help me with the advertise more. I may not physically pay to advertise, but posting more consistently probably would help me with my advertising. Just showing my business off is what I need to do. So for my YouTube shorts or YouTube subs, I definitely met that goal. So that I'm giving myself a 5 as well. My fourth goal was to pick shows right for my small business. So last year I did 14 craft shows. This year I did 12, and I felt like I did more this year than I did last year until I counted them and was like, how did I do 2 less? But when I looked at my goal, I was like, oh, I didn't meet it. But then I read it again. I said, pick the right shows for my small business. And that is the key. I eliminated a couple that did not do well for me, but I picked ones that were a little higher price point and bigger shows. And that's where I succeeded. So even though I didn't do as many shows as I did last year, the quality was there versus the quantity. So I met that goal. I did several shows. One where I cleared, actually, I hit record sales, I think, at each of my events that I've done in previous years. So Moon Market, I definitely did much better this year than I did in any of the other years. So that is a good thing. I am either getting the traction I need, people are actually starting to notice my booth and things like that. So I know my booth aesthetic has changed completely from when I started into what it looks like now. Not just signage, but just I've got a banner, and that banner seems to make people stop. They look at it and they come in. Like I see their eyes go there first and then they come in. Whereas before I didn't have a banner in the back and they just walked right by, or they looked and just kind of did that, where they browse and then walk away. So I think a lot of that has to do with my booth being more inviting and people coming in, and then they're finding something, whether it's a sticker. The dog stickers bring people in and things like that. So I have definitely picked the right shows. I definitely want to pick more right shows. So I'm definitely going to be looking at either doing adding on those two other shows or trying to get into more bigger shows that have more foot traffic. So I've done some of the small itty bitty shows where they've done me well, like, but I stand out, and I don't know that it's for the right reason, because they're all my booth is so different from everybody else's that's there. They're everything theirs are all flat on the table. They're all crocheters, and I'm not. So I'm the oddball. Um, so if they're coming there to look for, you know, sewing projects and things like that, I'm not their person. So they kind of walk by me. But I do get the occasional person that stops by, then giggles because they find your dog and things like that. So there's that. All right. So my last goal from last year. Oh, so I'm going to give myself at least a 4 out of that. I did okay. I did okay. Could I have done better? Absolutely. Because I did not pick a show. I think the highest I paid for a vendor fee was 50. 50. And I can honestly say I've made my booth fee back for every single one of them, or at least more for each show. Even the ones that I didn't think were great shows, I still made my booth fee, or doubled it, tripled it, whatever, which is great. But I'm not raking in the $1,000 that I see people, my craft fair got me I made $2,000 in a weekend. Well, good for you. I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I'm, just happy to make a little bit of a profit and keeping myself on a trajectory going in the right direction. Whereas I'm not going, oh, that one didn't work. That one didn't work. I'm at least making the money back. And then I can look at it as if it will be a right fit for me next year, or do I just not do that show? So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I did okay there. So a 4 out of 5 for that one. And then my last goal was to pay myself, and I miserably failed here. This one didn't even know. In my defense, I did enlist the help of my husband, who is a Excel wizard. I loathe Microsoft Excel. I hate spreadsheets. It's just, my brain doesn't work that way. He is fantastic in that aspect, and I had him make me, and I had every intention of using it. I had him make it for me, where it calculates when I put in a sale. And I have a spreadsheet, but mine wasn't with the formulas. So he took mine and he like bulked it up like tenfold. So the spreadsheet has the show, how much I made, how many were cash sales, how many were credit, if it was credit, what was the transaction fees, what county it was in, so what sales tax was taken out, if it was 6%, 7%, whatever, fill in the blank. He had it, so it did all of that, and then had the percentages so that it went into different buckets for me. So one was to pay myself, one was to put in my sales tax bin, so I knew how much sales tax to do, and then one that was for kind of like an innovation, or if something breaks, kind of a reinsurance kind of policy place where I can replace a product if my Cricut would die or something like that. I have money there. And then the fourth one was to pay myself. So it was money that I could transfer over to my other account that is just for me to use, whatever. Well, I did that on the first sale that I had. I split things up and I moved money over, and then insurance hit. So I needed to bring money back. Then this hit, my subscription for my Big Cartel account. And then I start paying the vendor fees up front for shows that were happening in the fall. And I'm like, all right. And I didn't make money at that point yet because it was still early in the year. and I didn't get that money back yet. So by the time I got all that money back, I kind of forgot about it. So yeah, did not pay myself. I am going to try to hold myself to that for next year. But I did, attempt was made. An attempt was made. I have a spreadsheet that will show me how to do it. I just got to do it. So 1 out of 5. I tried. There was some progress, and then it just fell off. So other than the advertising, which I did none of, that one was the one I was the worst at. So that one definitely was a 0, but not too bad. I did stay pretty on track with my goals for this year. So I need to sit and think about how I want to make 2026 go. Some of these will probably still apply. Like I said, I do still want to niche down. I do want to advertise more. I do want to pay myself. I still am going to be picking the right shows. And YouTube is definitely a priority over my other social media stuff, but I do want to make it encompass it more as being more consistent, being on social media. I'd like to say that I'd like to grow an email list, but that ship has sailed. I'm so far behind doing that. I have a few email subscribers. I have a stack, to be honest, that I never emailed back, and now I can't in good conscience send them stuff. They're going to go, who the hell is this person? Because I waited too long to send them the greeting email saying, hey, you signed up to receive emails from me from my last show. And I kind of let that go. So I would love to start that up again, but I don't know that I have the patience for it. I've done it at my booth. I don't think people want that. I mean, I really think that very few people really want to have emails sent to them. Like I get angry with Kohl's. Like I swear to God, every hour they send me the same email, and I change the preferences to be like 1 time a week, and they still bombard me. Like my entire email is just Google, or my Google email is completely just filled with Kohl's emails. So they may get unsubscribed very soon. But you know, it works for some people. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I guess I'll have to figure that out. But yes, that's where I'm at right now. So I wasn't a complete failure, but I got room to progress here, I think. So I hope that you guys are enjoying your Christmas, and I will catch you guys next week when I try to figure out what kind of content I'm going to do, since we really don't have any markets or anything planned. So it will be a, maybe another craft room overhaul. I mean, I do have some stuff that should get thrown away. But I don't have the time to sit down here and do that once work starts back up. So I might have to actually spend some time just going through and cleaning some stuff up. I do have a lot of scrap paper everywhere, even though I have like a system for that. When you start making products, you start throwing stuff around. So it'll be nice once the tree's gone and all this stuff behind me gets taken out of this room and back out into the main room. So I think I'm going to leave you here. I appreciate you guys stopping and taking a second to see how I did with my goals from last year. And I hope that I catch you in the new year for sure. We'd love to have you if you haven't subscribed. And, I'm just trying to make things happen. That's pretty much my goal on this channel, is to keep things rolling and get better as I go. And I think I'm getting better. I mean, when I look back at my first couple videos, I mean, everybody says, oh, they're cringy, but to be honest, your first few videos are you just getting, your toes in the water and seeing how it works. And I am not a person that likes to talk on camera, and I think I've gotten better at that. So baby steps. I'm getting there. So here's to a wonderful 2026, and I will catch you in the next one. And hopefully we can start setting some goals for 2026. Hard to believe 2026 is already here. But I will talk to you guys then, and I hope you have a fabulous holiday. Bye, everybody.